what's up, guys? Simon here at the Card Guys, back at you again with Cam, Isaiah, Craig, and Neil with another episode of the Cardcast podcast. Today, we got a couple different topics to talk about, mainly the return of large scale regionals and the potential national finals and world championships, as well as new card spoilers for Extra Booster 1. As always, we have our affiliate link down in the description. So if you want to buy anything we talked about in the video or just give us a hand, all you got to do is order using that link. Doesn't cost you anything, just helps support us. We really appreciate it. But like I said, we're going to be talking about the return of regionals, both online and in store, as well as the new card spoilers. So, first of all, I'm going to send it over to Cam because we're going to be talking about judging these regionals. Um, Cam, how do you feel about regionals coming back? Do you feel like you would be fine judging some of the larger ones if they happen? Do you think it's safe for regionals to come back now?
With the precautions that have taken effect since January 20th, I think that how we've rolled out our vaccinations for COVID have definitely helped out in shaping what it has been now being introduced into the introduction of regionals again. The concept that the online regionals can be the more, you know, populated, I'd like to use, is obviously still just a safer precaution. And then having the smaller in-person be at stores, I think that's a good incentive for these LGSs to not only be able to sell product to increase their revenue for obviously lost time, but it can offer now novice judges who didn't really have a chance to judge prior, because to be honest, a lot of the time with the past events, as everyone obviously knows, you had a lot of judges that flew out to events because it was the same consistent crew. If not, there was like a small group of people that always really did a lot of these events, so it was the same people. And this gives an opportunity for store owners to help raise these newer judges, get them more accustomed to everything, so that when we do start leading into the regionals getting bigger, it will definitely help out. Personally, I think that we we have reached a point that I would feel comfortable doing it, and that's just because I always felt comfortable to an extent. I think that with the way that in shape that the judge program has looked to what it's becoming has definitely been more appealing. And the fact that we now have multiple TOs such as PPG, TAC Games, Top Cut, I think those are like the big three
Hmm.
that are doing any American events, plus Core. Um, it kind of offers more like fresh blood, because when it was just PPG or ARG, let's be honest, it was really stale. You know, we all remember what happened between PPG and ARG. We all remember what happened when ARG went with Argent Saga. We saw that the game kind of took a dip because, it seemed that the structure of the regionals and how they were being presented was kind of off. And that's just how I saw it.
Hey,
Getting, go ahead.
what happened to Channel Fireball? Remember when that was
They were
announced before
supposed
we
to start hosting
Yeah.
events, but then
So, from what I know, since Channel Fireball is such a huge Magic tournament organizer, they wanted to adventure into Dragon Ball because they saw that the market was niche enough that they could definitely give it the exposure that it needed. However, because COVID kind of destroyed that dream, you have to go back to your bread and butter to make sure you have these events so you can continue your revenue. So they kind of had to rescind back into their shell a little bit to make sure that they had their bread and butter before reaching out again. I highly doubt that Channel Fireball is going to stay away from Dragon Ball after COVID. I think they're going to come back because I'm very excited. I was very excited to see them attempt to come into our waters. I think that Channel Fireball is a fantastic tournament organizer. They have fantastic Magic content. They have, honestly, what I think some of the best marketing scheme out of any single TO. If Channel Fireball does end up coming into Dragon Ball, it's going to cause such a rift with the I wouldn't say rift. It's just going to cause such a switch up.
competition.
Exactly. And I am all for healthy competition. I really am. And I mean like healthy competition between the TOs because what
Yeah.
that does is this. Hey, I want to host this event. I want to be better than all of them. So let me make this event better. What can I offer and what can I bring to the table? And what does that usually entail? Side events. Side events is a huge way for people to go to an event, not feel like they negged on the weekend, and actually have some cool, things to do. Win a boxes, just even if it's just promo
Drafts,
cards,
drafts. People need to
drafts.
draft Dragon Ball. Draft boxes
Yes,
exist for a reason. The game is easily draftable. Drafting Dragon Ball is one of the best draft things
yes.
you'll ever do. That's
So
my rant.
no, it's fine because drafting is another thing. Same with Magic events, drafting. You also have the fact that like Winamats, I know they're stupid, but it's like to a lot of like the more competitive and seasoned card players, Winamats can obviously seem very, lowbrow, bottom of the barrel type events. But to a casual player who's like, oh, there's a huge event in my area, I don't really feel comfortable to go into a big area. Okay, let me pay $10 and go do a Winamat.
Yeah.
Because generally speaking, you're going to find, more casual competition. It gives these players more of a exposure to bigger events.
My big thing is that the stream quality. So we all know that these guys can host these events, right? We know that
Mhm.
they can staff these events, but the biggest thing is as you've seen the quality, look at Star City Games and all these others when they actually go in to host their tournaments, their stream quality from the last 10 years forward has just become so well produced.
Mhm.
We need that in Dragon Ball because again, the game is very intense. I mean, it's back and forth fights that can be very quick. I mean, you could turn
Yeah.
away from it and you can miss one round of combat and the game be over.
It's very easy to miss stuff when they're interacting with the chat or having to relay information to judges instead of just
Yeah,
purely focusing on the game.
So
yeah.
here's where I'm going to put my 2 cents in because this is actually a very, very huge part of what I believe can make an event successful. Now, the quality of the streams is there from if you were to look at PPGs and how they stream. And what I'm talking about is equipment wise.
Yes.
What you need for these streams to be successful are seasoned players able to confidently and accurately display information seen on the screen. I want to be able to not look at the actual screen and still know what's going on. You need someone who can offer play by play. You need someone that can offer color. What that does is creates a huge dynamic that can introduce different aspects to a game that you may not even see. For example, when I helped commentate some of the rounds for the online event that Dalon hosted
Mhm.
with with Marcus Cantarsi.
Oh yeah.
It was myself, it was Joey, and it was Marcus. And what my goal there was to offer questions. So he has so like for example, so it looks like he's swinging in with a 20K vanilla. What options does he have here? Does he play a 4-star ball? Does he, what like you want to offer different lines of play and then try and communicate back and forth to where you're not deviating far from the game itself. It's okay to have little conversations, but you don't want to deviate far and you still want to make sure that the person watching doesn't actually need to watch the stream because I'm going to be honest, unless you hear the commentators getting hyped up, you're not going to actively watch it. You're going to have it on in the background. You
So
know,
I think one of the big things too with Dragon Ball commentating as opposed to other card games, I don't want to say that the casters are less professional, but they're more down to earth and they'll talk about more things outside of the game or they'll not be, for example, on different Dragon Ball streams, it's very common to hear people either swearing or saying like this card's trash or just like loudly voicing opinions like that. Whereas on the more polished and fine tuned streams, they'll just maybe say they'll try to focus on the positives instead of the negatives, if that makes sense. And I think that makes a big difference for the viewer, because Dragon Ball as a community has gotten a really bad reputation recently for being toxic towards newer players and in general. And I think that it could go a long way to try to rebrand almost a lot of the streamers to have a more open and inviting stream for newer players.
I'm
Yeah.
going to say this right now, and I really hope Machado's listening. I'm wearing a PPG sweatshirt, Machado. Give me this time. You need to have someone come to the Invitational that is not affiliated with PPG or anything, just as a commentator. Make sure, try and find someone like you did with Eggman and Android for the Invitational back in early January 2020. Find people that are really good and smart at the game, understanding knowledge, have them come commentate. Don't dedicate all of your time to the stream because it's going to take away from being the TO. You
Yeah.
do that I think is a great thing. You did an awesome job with that and I personally watching the behind the scenes. That was a fantastic thing to watch because Android and Eggman really did focus on the match.
And that's
I
what the streamers should focus on. They shouldn't have to worry about all the other stuff that's going on around them, or the fact that there's 3 different judge calls for the same player. They should only be worrying about the match that's at hand and relaying the information from that match.
And again, this is all constructive criticism. This is no way me trying to bash PPG because let's be honest, they've done more than enough to help make sure that this game is still alive during COVID.
I mean, first of all, they have streams as opposed to like back when ARG was trying to do things and they just wouldn't stream sometimes.
no, hold up. This is what you'd get from. This is what you'd get if you were lucky. You'd get like one of these things on the edge of a table.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
PPG, they have their playmat that has, it's nice. It's decorated with their logo, but it's very clear what the zones are. The stream table looks clutter free. They do a really good job of making their streams look and like seem quality, especially with the like video quality too. It's not grainy.
They just need to, and I'm gonna say this. They just need to have a dedicated commenter. Have 2 people because guess what? Being a commentator for any type of TCG event is a long day. It is hard to constantly have that going and going and going is really, really hard.
Yeah, like
I
when
would love.
Neil, I think when Neil was I think you got what, second place with the Toa.
Oh no, please
Like
don't, not this
no, no,
story.
no, it's not even we're never talking about the match, but we they let me go up on stage and commentate with Peter, and I think there was like one other person there too. Like just me being there for like the 2.5 hours like on stream, being able to commentate was like, oh my god, like it was rough. Like
Yeah.
just to figure out what to talk about like in between and stuff like that when stuff wasn't going on. It's definitely a lot harder than what it looks like.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know how
Streaming
hard
is a
it
tough
is.
job. It's a really
I
tough
really
job.
do love,
and you need a lot of practice in order to stream. Like I think that's one of the biggest things is that there's only so many people. Like there's probably only like I can count people on one hand of how many people are actually like competent enough in the ability of being able to talk for a long time to analyze the game in order to all the aspects that it takes in order to properly stream a match and commentate for a match. Like it's a hard job, and that's one of the reasons that it's just hard.
and
It's the level of energy you have to keep for so long. You can't dip. The moment that you dip, you lose your viewers. Like
yes,
the moment that you get stale, you lose your viewers. Like you
And
have
that
to
is,
keep it.
go ahead.
No,
well,
no, no. I mean that's the big thing, and you also have to keep you still have to keep interaction and energy in between the rounds while you're setting up. Go back and look at Star City when they do their stuff. The in between rounds used to just be a big logo up there with music in the background. Then eventually they changed it over to playing some ads. Now it's like videos of gameplay, it's little quizzes going on, it's advertisement for their product, it's
deck
advertisement for
text.
other stuff. Yeah, like it's deck tech stuff. I mean, it's so interactive. So literally, you could sit down and watch it for all 8, 10, 12 hours of their stream and not really feel like you're not being, I hate to say played with, but I like to be played with on the TV.
Here's the thing too.
interacted
If
with.
PPG can take the
Yes,
energy
yes,
that they do with
exactly.
if PPG can take the energy that they use with Yu-Gi-Oh and SEMO and take that
Yeah.
energy and put it to Dragon Ball, we have so many content creators in this community that can be the SEMO of Dragon Ball. We have so many people who can do it. Personally, I loved the concept of being able to co-commentate with people. Granted, at the beginning I wasn't as good, but as I learned the concept of getting behind it and making sure to really analyze the game, when it got to a point when I especially did um the small event that Daylon did on Untap, I had so much confidence in doing it because it's just genuinely fun. It also offers the newer players a more friendlier way to get introduced to this real competitive community. Because I'm going to be honest, when you also have stream matches, you need to make sure you have, really good matches going on. And if it's you, and granted, if you want, you can be like, oh, what decks do you want? And if they're like, we want this deck, but you find out it's like 1 in 3, I don't want that deck. I don't want to do that. You want high tables, but I also want high caliber players because you want to see two strong people going at it.
Yeah.
I want to see very good players going at it because you get to see the lines of play that you never would be able to see. Or even the commentators. How many times have we all watched, stream matches and the commentators are describing a line of play that ends up being the right decision and the player makes the wrong decision?
So
Yeah.
speaking on that, since it came up in my stream match, did you guys ever get a judge ruling on the stopping play? Like if they see it on camera for illegal plays?
So this
I
is
think it's head judge discretion,
it's head
basically.
judge discretion. The thing is though is that the commentators should not interrupt the match at all. That is not their job. They're not there to gatekeep. They're not there to shark. They're not there to do what they need to do. Their job is to commentate the match. Guess whose job it is to enforce the rules of the match?
The stream
The
table judge.
the stream table judge. If that is being missed and they're missing that key interaction, then you need to evaluate who you have on the stream table. They
Yeah.
should they need to and I'll tell you right now, the one time I was a dedicated stream judge for a full tournament was the ARG Invitational. And I can tell you that's hard. It's very hard. I can tell you right now, I missed some calls and I made a mistake. And that's okay. Luckily, it wasn't insane, but it was just a mistake. I had to go back and rectify it. But it's hard because you have to constantly be watching. You need, and that's the other thing too. As a judge, you need to be really good at the game mechanics and really good at the analytics of the cards that are going on and what's being played because you need to understand the interactions. If you need to understand, like for example, I'll give a good example. I'll give a good idea. This was a stream match and someone was playing. Remember Yellow Dende, Wish Dende?
Yep, Trader Dende.
Yes. So they go they play the uh what's the
Rival
what's
of the
the
Emperor.
no, the one that searches Dragon Balls, the promo card.
Sorbet.
Yeah, Sorbet. You know how Sorbet can says you look through your deck for a Dragon Ball, and if you do, shuffle your deck.
Mm-hmm.
So what what happens? It goes up to 1. So what happens that even if you choose 0, you still have to shuffle your deck.
Interesting.
So well, actually, yeah, it was that because there was multiple instances where people would be like, play this card, don't search anything, go. Oh, that's what it was. Sorry, it was like a not tar. It was
Tagoma?
Tagoma.
Tagoma. It
Tagoma.
was a promo Tagoma, and it was like search for a Dragon Ball, and then you draw a card at the end.
Yes, that was the card. Because
Yeah.
what happens is that you search for a Dragon Ball, you have to shuffle your library, then you draw the card. What happened is that this player goes, play Tagoma, choose 0, draw my card. Now, that interaction done quickly, do you think that'd be caught?
No.
No, not at all.
As a judge, you have to call that.
Yeah.
What does that do? At the time, that was the ruling where because what happened is that the player drew it, shuffled his hand.
You didn't know where the card was, right?
You don't know what the card is. Back
So you
then,
get to
that was the
Thoughtseize
time,
them.
the Thoughtseize rule. So I had to stop the match, and they had they had the thought seize because, and I had to explain why. You have to shuffle the deck because that you have to draw a card. You have to accurately randomize your deck because even if you were to, you could pick up your deck, thumb through it, pick nothing, know what that top card is, and then draw.
So then coming back to this, whether you're talking about knowing the interaction and knowing the cards, would it be safe for Bandai as well as these other TOs to not have their bigger events on release weekends of sets solely for that interaction? Because on mine, it did not look like the judge that was there fully understood the cards that were in play. Because again, they'd only been out for a week.
I think
A day.
what I think what
Yeah.
should happen, major tournaments should never fall on release weekend just in concept.
Yep.
You need to give your judges that you honestly give your judges a week.
And players.
I think a
Yeah.
week is perfect enough to do it. And now I have seen plenty of Magic tournaments where they're like, all right, a set just released. Cool. Pre-release? Was this pre-release? Cool. We have the cards available. There's a big tournament on the following, which is release weekend.
Yeah.
There's the difference. You still can have access to the cards and understand what they do, which gives you a week. However,
Yeah.
Dragon Ball doesn't have that.
Dragon Ball does have a pre-release, but nobody plays pre-release because nobody plays sealed or limited Dragon Ball. I'm telling you guys, they design it for draft and for sealed. It's playable. It's great. You should make a cube for Dragon Ball. You should do a ton of different stuff for sealed Dragon Ball environments. Bandai supports you. They were literally going to make drafts, give you invites. They did. Drafts
did.
gave you invites to nationals for the next year. They were going to make drafts an important part of the championship season.
Yeah, like one thing that like Pokemon, for instance, they do. I don't know if they do it now or anything, but
They still do.
they wouldn't do events, or a set wasn't legal for tournament play until 3 weeks after it actually came out.
3 Fridays, I'm pretty sure
So
it was, yeah.
so yeah,
Either
like
way, you need to
Friday.
give a grace period for the judges and the players to understand the card interactions. Because what you're going to do is you're going to set yourself up for failure. And already we've seen in the past, many a times, obviously you guys have been playing Dragon Ball more than I have, where there's a lot of times where the failure happens because of the lack of knowledge on the cards. Or an incorrect ruling is given because something is miscomprehended. Now, I am a full believer in that no tournament should be on release weekend. And because this recent set was delayed, it's going to make this tournament, I think, run more efficiently.
Definitely.
And I'm talking about
Without a
Miami.
doubt. Without a
And
doubt.
I'm talking about Miami.
Yeah.
Now, what does that mean for the future? Well, that means that we've already seen Bandai has been doing a very good job at listening and that they've taken it very seriously because they understand that. I guarantee you Bandai was, when COVID came out and started rampaging, I guarantee you they thought that this game was going to fold. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, but the fact that we stuck in through it was probably more than they expected, and they're probably going to reward us a little bit for that. And we can easily do that by if we work together just as a community, working with Bandai and everything. Listen, a lot of our content creators can work with Bandai. Hell, they gave Isaiah a preview card. That's a luxury in its own.
Yeah, it was dope.
Already that's a bridge built in the community. Same with Palladino. Same with Evan Glover. And that's what I'm trying to get at, is that like the influences, we can build these bridges. And
Well,
going back to,
look at they listen to us now. Look at the tournament structure coming up. You get buys.
Yeah.
Look at your prize structure. Now,
you
granted,
get
it's
a
not
box. You get a box of
top four.
product.
That is
You
so
get a box
dope.
of products. Like, it's not the biggest leap forward as far as product payout, but it's a
It's
big leap
huge.
forward.
That's why
from
celebrations were
what we had.
broken. That's why celebrations were broken, because
Weren't
you got
celebration
all of that
boxes
product.
also set 6, like Destroyer Kings?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
were
which was
Destroyer, and you got tons
insane.
of product.
I remember the Chicago the Chicago celebrations. I sold those boxes for $55 a box at the event because I couldn't bring them home.
Yeah, like that weekend.
Could you imagine bringing them home now?
That weekend
At the time, I plussed 4.5K.
Yeah, like I think from
With
playing
product
getting
and everything.
second, between like the team event, the giant cards, and all of that, I may have made like $1,300 that entire weekend after selling
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff that I got and
The
keep.
thing is if Bandai's hellbent on not offering prizing as cash payouts, and I get that because I understand the culture surrounded around the company of Bandai. However, the fact that if they can introduce more product into the top, like if you have a large scale regional, like you know how these regionals were pumping out like 125 to 200 players? I guarantee you, if you set aside like 5 cases of product and split it between top 32, that would be worth it just to go to a fucking event in top.
I
Dude,
mean, like,
imagine like just first place just by itself,
Oof.
nothing like by itself, potentially with like maybe a couple other promo cards or whatever they want to do. Like you just first place gets a whole case to themselves.
Even if it's a case or anything, the fact that if you are able to split product, granted, the reason why I'm saying a regional is because you can divvy up pricing a little more because you can invest more because you expect more people to be there. And this is obviously for when regionals come back into full swing. Not the
Well,
stuff that's happening in
the new ones are online and they're sending out boxes. So I mean, that's going to be pretty big for a lot of people too, because you're going to
you
allow
can
again the people that would not be normally able to travel. You're going to allow them to be able to play on these events. So
how many boxes are in a case? 12?
12.
12.
Yeah.
12. So if you had 60 boxes in 5 cases go to top 32, how worth is that?
Oh yeah, that's like
And
in
to them, what's the cost of a box?
yeah.
Do you want me to give you the real answer?
No.
Well, like if we look at it just like base value after it's printed and MSRP and all of that other type of stuff, like
Because I
roughly,
can
like
I know
roughly,
Yeah,
ex-
they're
like eight,
printing it, so to them it's like almost nothing.
But
yeah,
the
for
thing
like
correct.
is too is
us,
that I'm saying at a Bandai sponsored regional where they can provide the product, not the TO offering the product. Because
yeah,
I'm gonna tell you right now, we dealt with that at Nationals, did we not? When
Oh,
the
you mean
TO
nationals where Core tried telling me I had to use my credit at the event when they had nothing left over after top 16? And then I told Bandai, and then Bandai was like, you guys need to take his email and give him credit. Because Core tried to make me use my credit at the event to buy $180 draft box fours. No, I'm gonna take my 200 in credit and save it to buy singles because I'm a
all
smart
I'm
man.
saying, like, I don't care what TO it is. I'm saying that if Bandai wants to host regionals, they supply the product, they supply it in boxes. That's it. Don't have the TOs do it because the TOs are losing more money. If the TOs are hosting the product, they're trying to make money based on their sales and basing on the revenue of coming in and taking cards for credit. Because let's be honest, Simon, you're a store, you get it. Taking cards for credit is literally like the easiest thing in the world.
It is so free.
It's so free. So if you have, say,
Especially, dude, being a vendor at a large event, if you can't make money off of that as a vendor, you have done something so wrong. People
but
will literally bring you anything and take anything at a large event.
here's the thing too. If there are side events, that should be the TO's responsibility unless specified otherwise by Bandai.
Yeah,
So that's where the TO should cover the product. Bandai should cover the product if the product is going to the main event, which is why I'm saying 60 boxes for top 32 or sorry, say 5 cases for top 16. Like that's plus.
yeah.
And I'm just
I
throwing out numbers here. This isn't realistic, but the
I
concept stands the same.
I think sealed product is probably the best way to give out pricing.
Yep.
It's
Because
very nice. It's very easy.
and
It
this is just for like regional level. Like we're talking like when you start pushing into the realm of like obviously nationals or the potential of worlds and stuff like that. Obviously, you can do product on top of the still the metal cards, maybe some vouchers and stuff like that because it's a
yeah,
higher level and more prestigious. But like for regionals, like you can take it as like the Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon. Like those are just the games that I personally know, like where they give out, some TOs give out products, or Bond or not Bandai, Konami top eight gets, deck boxes or play mats and stuff like that. Um, or at their nationals, that's when everybody gets like prize cards, play mats that only the top 64 have that, like sell for
man.
however much they
Oh,
sell for and stuff like that. So, you know, there's definitely ways to make going to these events a lot more financially. You know, there's more incentive behind it. You
I mean,
know,
we've talked about it. We've discussed it. I've messaged several people that have done very good tops, like Markle, Hernandez, all these guys that travel across the country to play this game. Like, it's expensive. It is a lifestyle that you have to maintain. So if you average, like, let's just say it's $300 a time that you travel for your plane ticket, your hotel room, not including your food. So I mean, it's just $300 just in the travel and the stay. Add an extra $100 in your Uber fares or your car or your drinks and your foods. You're $400 right there per event.
and we're not even talking like we're only, and we're not saying that you should be able to plus hard from entering an event. Like when you pay that type of money to go to an event, you should always be going to it in the thought process of I'm going as straight out, not making my money back. And if you top, there should be a potential to make some
Right.
level of, you know, money.
To recoup some of that lost
Yeah,
value.
I'm not saying you
And
should be like $1,000 for topping a regional or something like that, but I'm saying like, a couple hundred, two, three, $400 in value at a regional sounds realistic for me.
And here's a hot take that I'm easily just gonna throw out here, and I wish I had some like stupid little cartoon edit where it was just like a hot take, hot take, hot take. In any trading card game, you should not expect to make an actual living playing at events.
Correct.
Your actual value, if you actually want to try and make money playing TCGs, right? And that's what you want to do as a content creator,
Play poker.
or content creator, that's the title, right? Articles, get sponsored, work with people, endorsements, stream the game, be the content creator. If you're good at the game and going plus at events, that's fantastic. There is no actual way, I personally believe there's no actual way to be a professional card game player and only go to events and that's the only way you make money. There has to be some sort of supplementary thing that you have to do because that's just the nature of the game. That's just the nature of the concept of TCGs. Because here's the other thing too. Don't feel bad that you can't go to every event. It's okay. This is a hobby. We have stuff we need to take care of first. Take care of your responsibilities. Make sure that you're going to work. Make sure you're paying your bills, doing X, Y, and Z. Make sure you're living within your means before taking up and going flying around places. That's
Because
the
you can
huge
get a
thing.
GoFundMe for that. You can get a GoFundMe for that one.
All right.
Well,
Okay. That's a little bit of a low
All
blow,
right, so
Craig.
on to those reveals.
Yeah,
Well,
we've talked plenty about events.
Stop it. We have done so well, and it only lasted 3 episodes before this is happening.
what?
Dude, all he's just saying
There's
is that
no
Dragon
buts,
Ball
just keep
players
it
should get an
going.
OnlyFans. That's what I heard.
Hey, I'm starting an OnlyFans.
Oh my lord.
Well, a new
Please-
one,
Please tell me we're outside of the time where we don't get demonetized.
Well, Kyle can edit this out if he wants.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
All
not
right.
going
So,
to.
anyways,
He's not
yeah,
going to.
He's not. He's not gonna watch us. If Kyle watches this before editing it, I would be surprised. Anyways,
Well, that's
so
'cause
let's
I
talk.
edited, so
Let's talk about
Exactly.
Dragon Ball cards, what this whole thing is about.
So we've talked enough about events. So let's start talking about the.
Give me more
spoilers.
ammo to post in the hyperbolic.
Let's talk about the spoilers from this weekend. Or this week, because it's been about a week since we did our last recording. We've gotten the blue-green Android support, and we have gotten the don't care.
No, keep going. Keep going until they
Don't
tell you to stop.
care.
It's not boo. I don't care.
It's
And
not
then
boom.
we had the blue Majin Buu support, which is as of today, I believe that was just revealed.
Let's
We've
go.
gotten a tiny bit of heroin support just off of some of the blue cards that we've seen, and then just random, and then just random red card.
You blurred
reveals
out.
so
I want
far.
you both blurred out.
You're not going to be able to sell those cards in China because they don't like the word heroin.
That actually is
No,
true.
it's true.
It's
Yeah,
true.
no, that's true. Yeah.
They're probably, well, I don't honestly, well, let's be honest here. I don't think the cards are getting sold in China.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't think our market is in China for us as a podcast. If somebody living in Shanghai finds this, I would be surprised. You know, if you're in Shanghai watching this,
Oh, Lord.
please leave a comment and I will send you personally a signed Dragon Ball Super Rare card. I'll find one, a random one, and I will send
Why
it
would
to
you
you.
destroy a card's value?
Yeah, Simon.
What do you mean?
What is that supposed to be?
After this video, I have something to show you.
I
Um,
literally. Calm down, Simon Glover.
Oh god.
I have something to show you, and it's gonna make you very mad.
Okay,
Anyways, so
back
let's
to the super rares.
back to the super rare reveals. We got the really cool blue green Android 17 and 18 super rare, which
So fucking cool.
that card is really cool. Why do you
That's
like
the
that card,
second
Neil?
F-bomb. This is rated R now.
Not intended for kids. So it's basically the bond that's going to replace the Android 21 that got banned for like
Violent
hosing.
Predator is gone.
Yes. I mean that card hoses monocolor decks, and we're in a monocolor deck format, so understandably it had to go. But
To be fair, that card design was awful.
it was.
That was probably
had no
one of
age
the
group.
worst.
It was awful, and you don't win the game the moment that it comes down unless your opponent scoops.
Here's the
I
thing.
saw somebody play that and lose to a Hatchjack player, by the way.
They're bad. So
No. What happened was
dude.
they
I don't
tapped out
care.
for
I
it.
don't care.
The Hatch player charged in energy and played Mira Creator Absorbed and then killed them.
Yep.
All I'm saying is this. Android 21 as a concept was created, not checked, and was just awful design wise. And
Nah, screw monocolor archetypes.
and the other thing too is that there have been plenty of oopsie daisies in this history where obviously you have to, hit some hurdles. Obviously, Android 21, Gogeta 7, like
Bardock one drop.
Bardock One Drop was an awfully designed card. It was broken, and I
Okay,
loved
that card
playing
was
it.
great.
No, it
Like
was
that-
Goten that was a problem. Goten's a man.
No.
Goten's a problem. Yeah, blame the cannon, not the cannonball.
So what I'm hearing is you don't like powerful game-ending super rares.
No, I love powerful game-ending super rares that are designed correctly.
What do you
The main
define as
thing-
correct design?
Okay,
then?
so the thing with Violent Predator is that it didn't end the game the moment that it come down.
Sure.
It
Like-
Did
wasn't
it have
the
triple
boss
attack?
monster.
Cards that I think that are really good super rares that are designed correctly. The 7-drop Boo from Crossworlds.
Ah.
So
Good old-
No,
a card.
no, don't you do this to me. Don't you do this to me.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say a card that came out like 5 sets before 21 and was appropriate power level for that era.
But but you know what I'm getting at though?
Appropriate. That thing was like 100,000 attack. That was
It
like,
got juice, but you could negate the attack. You could just negate it. We're not all
see-
Marcel Russell. We don't not play negates in our decks.
or draw God every time.
True.
You see what I mean though? Is that in those sets, there was something about that little block that was shown that there was just some hiccup with design.
See, I disagree. I don't think that there was a hiccup with the design of Android 21 at all. With Violent Predator, it was an 8-drop. It was very specific. When people were playing it in the tricolor Broly deck, sure, you could argue that that was bad because tricolor Broly was a mistake. Android 21 was not the problem.
No, Android 21 was
Broly
not the
button did nothing wrong.
No, hear me out. And I'm going to tell you why your opinion is trash.
Okay.
Right now, Android 21 from a concept design was awful for the progression of the game. In the moment, sure, awesome. Everyone ran it and it was a great card. Waifu card.
So you think banning cards to promote new product is a good idea? Which is what they did
no,
with
no,
21?
Banning cards to make sure that you have design space.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
tell
true.
you tell me if Android 21 was still around in this meta today, would Mecha be doing the thing that it's doing?
Yeah.
As
Ooh.
a monocolored deck, as a concept, it
Question.
prevented so much more.
All right, if
Hmm.
you can point to me, if you can point out before the set releases any
Yes, it does,
deck,
Craig. It has deflect.
Oh, I was looking.
any so any
Custom
deck
Like right
song.
here, right here.
from the time that it got banned until the release of this set, so it's been about
We're
a year.
speaking in objective terms that aren't really appropriate to the conversation. You're comparing apples to oranges. You're saying what decks came up after the banning. No, I'm talking about in future designs. In future sets, you have to understand that Bandai isn't looking at Android 21 releasing it and going, okay, well, let's look at the next set. They have multiple sets in the works. If
Mhm.
they realize that there's a hiccup, then there's a hiccup. Why do you think Mercenary Tau got hit?
Because Bandai didn't like people complaining about hand control.
No, it's
No,
because the
No,
next
no, no, no.
it's because the
People
next set
will.
had it's because the next set had a bunch of hand control stuff and they didn't want people to not play that.
Correct.
But the thing is
So
that
they banned it to promote the
it,
new product.
it limited design space. It limited design space.
So
That
they
is the
banned
thing. This is a young game that needs to have room to grow. Sure, make a mistake here or there, but there needs to be design space.
3 words. 3 words. I got 3 words and then I got 2 words. Double impact Krillin. And then artificial destruction. Was that what it was called? The green kill through barrier card in the
Just
set.
because you
Every
have an
color had
answer,
one.
just because you have an answer to a card doesn't mean that the card isn't bad for design space.
So
So Tao would have been like if we talk about like in a sense of like Tao and all that stuff, and then we can hop back on track. Um, like the issue with Tao wasn't just the fact that like it ripped 3 cards out your opponent's hand. The issue with Tao was that you could put 4 on board, and your opponent in most situations, unless they were playing like a specific color, which most colors don't have, especially green or hand control. They don't have many options that board wipe ignoring barrier. Like you could, play an artificial blow or impact Krillin or 2 other cards that ignore barrier and green and kill one, but you still had to deal with the other 2 to 3 that were already on board and losing 9 more cards after you played the artificial blow and discarded a card from your opponent's hand.
Like, think about that. And also, you listed 2 cards. I don't care if that whole set had cards in different colors. You listed 2 cards that lock you into a color.
It was like it's like the same way with like TN.
what other colors do discards though? The only there I will say
You don't. No, no, no. You
Topo,
can, if
I was
Topo.
gonna say that.
Diet
Any of the
Topo,
counterplays
aka
due to the
Trunks.
ruling.
Do you wanna know an answer to what's it called? To Tau in every color? Because I could get you a list.
It's
I
not
don't
about that.
care. I'm saying that from a design looking forward, it limited design space. As a young game, you cannot limit your own design space. They were making an incorrect
But
decision by printing cards to help against issues from the last set.
the argument could be made that it would further design space by allowing green to not rely on hand destruction as one of their main strategies. If green was not as reliant on hand destruction as it is now, they could have gone forward with Tau being unbanned, and green could have adapted strategies that did not revolve around destroying your opponent's hand.
So by that logic, does that
Mm,
also mean that we have to get away from blue manipulating its own energy?
absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, that there ain't no way in
We've
the world blue
we've
can.
already we've gotten so many hate cards for untapping energy for blue or anti-blue, and has it stopped it? Nope. Would
Nope,
Tau have
because
stopped those other decks? Nope. Did Cronoa stop
De-
Shugesh from being an issue?
yes,
Nope.
yes.
Yes.
the minute somebody like if you ever like think about it in the terms of like team format, you ever see the one person who played against the one person who had the Cronoa? They were like, he got the Cronoa guys, and everybody was like,
Dude, I was a
sorry,
dirty player to play both Shugesh and Cronoa in my team deck.
Yeah.
And it's like, I get to Shugesh, not you.
So all I'm saying is that those cards existed and people still played those strategies. Blue existed and people still played, or Tien Chinhan, the 4-drop that became 1 existed, and people still played Bean. If the cards were good enough to play with a hate card as an existing, then they were fine with it. Which leads me back, let's get back to this 21 discussion, to 21. what were the top decks in the Rise of the Unison Warrior set 10 format? Vejax. If you think an Android 21 deck or any of the decks ramping to 21 were going to be able to contend with Vejax, I want
All right,
some of whatever
so
you're
if we're
smoking.
being fair, like that is definitely an outlier because there was a lot more to
Well,
say about like
Okay.
being able to die on almost turn one.
Okay, that's fine. So then let's look at some of the other decks. There were the blue Vegito decks and the blue Zamasu decks. Those were pretty aggressive. They looked to close out the game by like turn 4 or turn 5, which is about when you would expect an SR to come down. They were monocolor. You had people playing the yellow Gotenks and Sin Shenron. Now, I don't think anybody would be complaining if Sin Shenron got the Android 21 played on them. I think people hate Sin Shenron more than they hate that card. Sin
Wasn't
Shenron,
she? Wasn't she also big around the time when we had the Surge Piccolo, the Surge leaders?
Yeah,
Like, wasn't
like
wasn't
and
she around that era? So I mean,
she was.
we still had some heavy aggro decks, but then we still had the big control decks.
Yes.
So
So
yeah, we
that
had like
so
baby Vegeta.
and then we correct. Then we had the anniversary box come out in after that set 10 format, which introduced the Kid Ku aggro and a couple of other anniversary box stuff that people wanted to play with that I don't think Android 21 decks would have been able to handle with. Set 11 introduced Red Broly. I don't think Red Broly would do like Android 21 would not be able to stop Red Broly in any way, shape, or form.
her
Like
being the cost that she is was the limiting factor. Like I don't agree that she should have been banned.
You want
Or
to give
I
you want
agree
to
that
give
she
Red
should
Broly
not have been
tokens to
banned.
attack with?
exactly. I'm just saying that having a powerful finisher that draws you into playing a multicolor card deck when they're pushing for monocolor is fine. We all know that Bandai most likely banned it to push their new cards for people to play them. I don't agree with it. Some people may say there was design limitation like Cam. I'm sorry, I disagree with you. I think that it's Bandai just trying to push a new
all
product.
right. So at the
Agree all
end of
you
that,
want, you're wrong.
on the end of that, let's man, we didn't even get deep into the Android 17, 18 skills.
This is what podcasts are made of.
So what this does: deflect, double strike, dual attack, energy exhaust, 8 drop, 25k. When this card is played, you choose any number of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, place them into their owner's drop area, and then at the end of the turn, switch up to one of your blue energy to active mode. The next auto is when this card attacks, your opponent reveals their hand, choose up to 2 cards in it, and place them into their energy in rest mode. This card is really good, but not in the deck that it's good in.
What do you
I
mean?
like your deck idea for this.
Yeah, it's definitely good in the Zamasu deck where
Oh,
you
Set
sure.
7 Zamasu.
yeah, you just play set 7 Zamasu, you look in your opponent's hand and you get to put 4
You
cards into their
play
energy.
set 7 Zamasu.
Why not
Good
set
old
10 Zamasu?
or set 10 Zamasu, yeah. The one where you'd win when your opponent's at 8 energy.
That's set 7.
No, that's set 10, right?
No, it's set 7 because
Oh.
there's Assault of the Saiyans.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well,
Because
it doesn't matter. We're playing it in a Zamasu leader.
Yeah, but we can play it
And
at set 10 and we can ramp.
we can already ramp with the blue yellow Zamasu stuff.
yeah, but we also need a third color. We need the green because you only need 2 greens for this.
And
You
then
telling
we
me we're
play
coming?
Vegeta the Cruel and Piccolo assimilating
Yes,
ability. And
I
we
miss those
time
cards.
travel to Nationals 2019.
We're
And
taking
those
it back
cards
old
were
school,
good.
boys.
4-drop Piccolo is gas.
But yeah, this card is actually like really
it's a
good.
secret rare without being
Yeah.
a secret rare.
Like this is basically like I'm gonna attack you, rip 2 cards, I'll take your 2 super combos, and if you have more good cards, I'm gonna take those 2 cards as well. Like I don't see
It feels like a playable Goku secret rare.
Yep,
yeah, like
absolutely. That's what it feels like.
And it
it's
doesn't
definitely one of
touch
those
it doesn't KO your opponent's energy, which is like it's always a no-no is like doing that. It's like you don't mess with people's resources. Like
yeah, like it's one of those like really it's a card that definitely if it comes down, it's pretty much coming down to finish out the game. Like being able to look in your opponent's hand and rip 2 cards is definitely really good, and giving them 2 energy realistically doesn't matter because you know what their hand is. So, like, outside of playing against maybe, like, blue and they have D magic, this realistically doesn't matter because you're going for game most
Did
times.
you guys know the Seeds of the Future is a $40 card now?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What's
Well,
Seeds of
Neil, can you
The
explain to me the
Goku
issue
Oob.
with resource denial?
Oh, really?
I'm
The issue
sorry.
with resource denial?
If oh, okay, if we're playing a game and you blow up my lands, you're getting targeted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
With what? In a,
so
in
is
a
that-
one-on-one player game, what are they going to target you with?
Resource denial is a valid way to win the game.
Yeah.
Your mana base, your energy.
Resource denial.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
haven't they gotten rid of like all the resource denial cards?
We have.
Hand control can be considered resource
Hand
denial.
control
Yeah,
is
but I'm
resource.
I'm talking
Janemba Mill
specifically
was
your
resource
energy.
denial.
I like
it-
ways to eat energy personally.
Absolutely. I don't want you to play the game. I want to play the game, not you.
So then
The
why do
list
you have an
on-
issue with Violet Predator, Cam?
Because design wise, that card was bad.
the look
Janemba
on
is a
Neil's
great card.
That
face
makes
is
no
just
sense.
We almost had the third.
all right, so
Like,
let's hop into
Janemba's a great card. I want you to tell me I'm wrong.
The A18, the Android 18, the counter attack
so
with all
let's
the
hop
3
into
stipulations.
let's hop into this next card, the next SR, the Android 16 Steadfast. I think we already
That
we
was
already
one of the
see,
first ones revealed, right?
yeah, like we don't have to really talk about this too much. Like realistically, this is only gonna be good, I think, in the Android 16 deck and maybe the 21 deck.
Mhm.
I think
because
it only flourishes in that 16 deck.
yeah, like because it says if it's arrival blue green, dual attack, blocker, revenge. This has a lot of skills. It has energy exhaust, dual attack, blocker, revenge, arrival blue green for if your leader card is blue or green, when you play this card or use it in a combo from your hand, you choose one. Your opponent either discards a card or you place up to one blue Android card with energy cost of 1 from your deck in your drop area and then draw a card. So obviously, this actually might be really good in the Android 18 leader because she can make your blue and green cards combo for 1 less
Yep.
when she pops a clone token.
Which is huge.
Yeah, so essentially it's like playing 8 of your Android 18 super combos. I mean, outside of your opponent not bottom decking, but still.
I mean, even just having dual attack and blocker, I really like how those interact because it lets
And
you
revenge.
attack and revenge. Revenge is huge on it. I
It's
just think dual attack blocker is one of the coolest ways that, like, design wise, that Dragon Ball has. I think that's a really cool
yeah,
combination of
like look
skills.
at the blue yellow Goku from
That card's
set
so
10.
hot.
Like that card, hands down, if you're playing blue yellow in most situations, is a staple card. Like you can swing with
19
it
days
untapped.
with dual attack.
Well, yeah, it does. Yeah, actually, it doesn't have dual attack, but in
Activate
a sense,
battle, restand it. Right.
It's
yeah, but it's basically
It's
dual
better
attack.
than dual attack.
it's like it's the thing that about that card that is so good is that it's either it attacks twice and blocks once, or it attacks once and blocks twice. Because it's an activate battle. It's not an activate main. You can attack with it, restand it, pass the turn, block, activate battle, restand it, block again. That card is so versatile.
And then you like if you have 2 on board, just like your opponent not knowing like necessarily how to block and attack and combo because you have 2 that are able to switch, back and forth, like stuff like that is really good. And I really hope that they kind of print a few more cards like that for other colors for sure.
Well, this
They
16 is basically one of that for blue green, in a sense. It's not as strong, like it's not as versatile, but the fact that it has dual attack, blocker, revenge, like you're gonna have to combo a lot of cards if you want to get rid of it.
Yeah, and I think
Otherwise, it's sticking around.
Yeah. Like, and I think they reprinted a Booney, but a Booney hasn't really seen play in a long time because Blue just unfortunately is not where it used to be anymore.
The decks that are blue that are being played right now don't play it.
Yeah, like I think like the only real deck that would realistically play it would be like Soul Striker, but there's so many other better options to an extent that like they don't really need to like, and it's weird to say that, like, it's so many better options in a sense in blue that a Booney just isn't as great. But the two new cards, which one do you guys want to do first, the Boo or the Guinea?
Let's do the Guinea because I hate her art. She's crying and it looks bad.
Oh, fair enough.
Why do you have to hate someone who's obviously going through a struggle?
So I just realized this. So she's a 2-drop Guinea heroic support. Her combo power is 1K.
I just realized that
Yeah,
too.
It's a 1K combo.
but I think it goes along with
Interesting.
the Bardock leader that we
Yeah,
just got.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
it follows that whole
Leader.
Bardock crew archetype, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Basically, the first thing I thought of that when this Bardock crew stuff got
The
released
old
was
leader.
that Joey Palladino was probably like screaming because that's like one of his favorite archetypes.
well, it also works with the heroin art.
Heroin.
Yeah, so it works for that too. But it's a
Watch
spark.
us get demonetized for saying that.
Uh,
We're just
uh,
talking about powerful females, man.
yeah,
I don't know
man.
what you want to say.
So sparking 5 if your leader card
Your
is
move, YouTube.
Bardock's crew or a heroine card. When this card is used in a combo from your hand, you can add 1 blue Bardock's crew or 1 heroine card from your energy into your hand. And if you do, Jesus, this is a long skill.
It really is.
Add 1 mono blue Bardock's crew or 1 heroine card other than copies of this card from your drop area to your energy and rest mode. Activate
That's as much text as like Chains and Metasophiles from Magic.
I think the best-
Yeah. Like activate main, tap 1 blue. If your leader card is a blue Bardock's crew, and you send this card from your drop area to your warp, add 1 Tora's Tora's red armband
White armband.
or Assault of the Great Apes, which is that
The
new
new card.
version of March of the Great Apes for Bardock's crew. Uh from your
You
deck or
return
drop area
to
to
this
your
dimension.
and shuffle your deck.
So
Um
where I'm mad about that card is that they put all the stuff for the heroine archetype in there, but then on that last ability, it just completely like eliminates it. Like we're now going to limit this ability to only Bardock's crew. I was like,
So I think it's fine because it lets you rearrange your energy in the heroin deck, but like it lets you charge stuff early to protect it, and then you can combo with her late to pick it up into your hand and
I mean,
reuse
it's
certain cards.
interesting, but it doesn't seem like relatively impressive. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, it will play a lot like how was it the Gohan leader, the old U7 Gohan that would pick up a card from your energy
Vegeta,
and put a card
the
oh, that's
Vegeta leader.
Vegeta.
the Vegeta. Yeah, it'll play a lot like that Vegeta where you can like put cards in your energy and then reuse them, which I
Well,
think it'll be neat.
so the reason why this is like fairly decent for the Bardock's crew is because all of the stuff from the last draft box involved evolving from your energy.
Yeah, that's true
So
too.
that's realistically the reason. So like you can swing with your Bardock leader, do this burst, and then rearrange your energy, and then you can use your apes or whatever to evolve from your energy. And some of them charge more and stuff like that. So I mean, it's cool that they're kind of keeping that in mind and giving that stuff more support because and like it felt like from what the draft box 2 it felt like Draftbox 2, like once we got a lot of that stuff, they really didn't go back and give us more support for stuff like that. They kind of
Yep.
just like, yeah, that's it for it, you
It
know.
faded away for so long.
Yeah.
I want
All
to
right,
talk
on
about
to
Android
Boo.
18.
Boo.
Isaiah, we can't hear you.
Oh, my bad, I'm muted.
Okay.
um, so Majin Buu revitalizing absorption. It is a 1-drop battle card. Thank God it's a 0 cost 5K. When this card is played, you draw 1. Cool. Activate main, tap 3 blue if all of your energy in your if all of your if all cards in your leader area and energy area are mono blue and your opponent has 3 or more energy, you may play 1 Majin Buu card with an energy cost of 7 from your energy. If you do, place this card in your energy in rest mode. Then place up to 1 blue gun Sun Gohan Adolescence card with an energy cost of 4 or less from your deck in your drop area and shuffle your deck. You can only play blue Majin Buu battle cards for the rest of the turn. Ooh, man. these cards are just
Yeah, that card's great.
yeah.
This
No,
card-
this
Yu-Gi-Oh!
card,
Text.
This card's
Yu-Gi-Oh!
mid.
Text.
Like that Majin Buu archetype when it came out was just gas.
yeah,
That was gas. It obviously fell apart because obviously it got power crept out, and that the archetype in itself is just a cool concept. But the fact that they're revitalizing it to where it's streamlined a lot more offers so much. That 7-drop Boo, the one that can just like suck up a card, is just amazing. And especially knowing that we're going to be getting it cheaper and getting it out cheaper is just fantastic, because think about the impact that that has in the meta today. Like,
It's okay.
like
no, it's amazing. No, wrong, amazing.
It's okay.
And how much? What's
It's
its
nothing.
energy cost?
Which
It's a
energy?
one
cost?
drop.
Seven?
It's a 1-drop that
Seven.
goes to
No, no,
pays 3 to get the 7-drop.
So
Does
is it
it
7
have
drop?
barrier?
Does it have barrier or deflect?
the 7-drop.
I think it
the,
might have
No,
barrier.
it
I
has a
don't
triple
know.
strike.
I think the 4-drop had
Ah.
barrier.
So it
Hang on,
has
hang on.
triple strike, and it dies to freeze a counterplay.
There you go, right there.
I'm not gonna be sarcastic. That's a terrible argument, but it is
Got the
a
Doom
little
Blade.
bit. It's a
You've
little
been
bit
filled with terrible
fragile.
arguments all night. Keep going.
It's a little bit fragile. Ooh,
So
that's
actually,
getting good.
so
It's
so here we talk about when we talk about fragile with the Frieza. If your opponent does go that route, a lot of people don't know there is a promo 7-drop Boo called Demonic Invasion.
yes.
When a
Let's
card
go.
area with an energy cost of 6 or more is removed by an opponent's skill, you can play this card from your hand for free. If
Yes,
it
you
isn't already.
can.
Yeah. So if they kill it, you get to play that for free.
Baited.
So it's kind
Baited.
of like, in a sense, the baby, where like when he
Baited.
trying to kill that one baby and you got to play the other one for free.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
The
They just, you know what?
like the
I
8
want my
drop.
opponent to scoop.
hmm
Zero relevance in meta. Calling it now.
I agree.
I think if they give I mean, obviously, most of these leaders would definitely be really, really good if they got a reboot, but they definitely need to reboot one of these leaders just to, I don't know, man, because like I think the biggest issue with that Majin Buu leader was the fact that you couldn't play Overrealm.
It's not just Overrealm. You can't send cards from your drop to your warp, I believe. Which means you can't play like the buyback negates.
So, yeah, I mean, this card is really cool, and I like what it's doing, but there's no way that this is going to see any kind of competitive play. Like,
Yeah, it literally just
It's
says you
it'll
can't
be a
send
fun
cards.
local deck.
well, it's
It will
not
be
just the
fun
leader, but
locals.
like, I mean, your leader doesn't have to be. I mean, is this isn't leader
It's not
restricted, is
blue.
it? It just
No,
needs
it's not. It's just mono blue. Mono
yeah,
blue.
but even so, like unless something's done to like Red Broly, like blue decks just can't compete.
Yeah, or even yeah, yeah, like just any type of aggro, just really is blue has to go first. They have to see a lot of the counters, but like
And if blue
the
goes
ultimate,
first, you can't even play this.
yeah, like it's really it's unfortunate like where blue is like it's arguably one of like the most well-rounded colors in the game in a sense, but it feels like it's still one of the worst colors in the game. And that's saying
Blue
a
roller coasters. Blue
For
roller
now.
coasters worse than any other color in this game. I
For
mean,
sure.
at 1 minute it's way up here, next minute it's unplayable.
and it's
So
like it's crazy to say that because like for the longest time we all would say like green is probably the worst color in the game. But
Yeah,
like
it's not very
right
creative.
now, yeah, like green is probably one of like the most even spread colors.
The green 16.
I mean, it's just I don't know. It's weird, but these cards are cool. Obviously the 16 and the Android 17, 18 are like the two best SRs that you want. The other two are cool. Abuni is cool, but you know,
I think the best thing about this booster is that they're not really giving us new archetypes except for the heroine archetype. They're
Yeah.
supporting a bunch of old ones and reprinting popular cards.
which
I
is
think
great for casual players.
That
it's
Napa
so
is,
good.
is looking pretty sweet though.
Oh, the
What?
Cyberman package.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. We can talk
But
about that.
the thing is, that is also support for set 7. It's support
Yep.
for the set 7 red green, the Vegeta's whatever. Not the lineage, but like the
Yeah.
one of the Vegeta's literally. Oh, well, I guess that is the Saiyan lineage one. That
Well,
one
the
is.
Raditz leader can
Yeah,
yeah.
the Raditz leader that untaps one on Awaken and does nothing else
And if,
because
if any leader needed a reboot, it's Raditz.
Nah, man, it's all good. They got the 1-drop Raditz, and I get to draw a million cards if you're
that card is hot.
unless you're playing black, and then I just lose.
Did we talk about the Android 16 Unison and
Oh,
how that
Um,
Unison makes the clone token thing so viable?
and the one drop.
yeah, the 1-drop.
good.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like this set is definitely a set that like if you can afford it, you should definitely buy a case. Like there's a lot of really good stuff, a lot of really good reprints as you saw. Like they reprinted even some of the Universe 9 stuff, like the Supreme Kaio, the
They
Oregano.
reprinted Unite Assemble.
Yeah, they reprinted U9 Assemble. Desperate Measures is
Bad
reprinted too.
Omen.
Yep.
Desperate
Really
Measures
good.
is such a fundamentally good card.
They even reprinted Dr. Rhoda and the
Yeah,
Bobbin
Ooh.
and Weaving.
Now we can get
they-
cheap foils.
Oh wow! I didn't even know
and the
this.
Masaroshi.
Yo, they reprinted Ultimate Fusion Gogeta.
They
Yeah,
reprinted a
yeah.
ton of stuff.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
And we
oh,
still don't
the
even know,
Android,
like we
back-
still don't even know their version of like what the Dash Pack promo is or the box topper because they've been putting box toppers and everything recently. Like so, we still have all that stuff still coming.
Well, yes, is this may or may not come with a box topper because this is one of those side sets too.
They've been
So
putting them in there. Like people really enjoy the box topper stuff, especially the recent one where it's been like SRs or SPRs in them.
yep,
It's giving people more access to
Those are
again
hot.
beautiful cards. Yeah.
yeah. I think
You feel that you get more value out of your box when you know you're at least getting an SR or an SPR just
It
right out the gate.
encourages people to buy stuff on release, which is really good for the market. It means
so.
that stuff gets out there and that there's not people just hoarding sealed product.
So one thing that is also interesting, they made when they showed us the rares. There's an Android 16 rare that arrivals for 4, 2 blue and 2 green. When this card is played, you can add up to 1 Android 21 with the energy cost of 5 or less from your deck to your hand, and then you shuffle, and then you can play an Android 21 from your hand with 5 or that costs 5 or less.
You burn their
Bad
life,
Omen,
baby.
we burn them.
So
Burn 'em.
So another card that essentially says for 4 energy, I'm gonna burn you. So you're no longer safe from the energy, and you're no longer safe from the hand.
Yep.
So drawing this card is now not bad because you don't have to charge it. Oh my god, this is so good in the Android 16 leader because this charges for no energy exhaust.
Yep.
This
It
and
is
the SR
really
charge for
good.
no energy exhaust.
We're gonna have some fun archetypes moving forward with it. Like I don't know how relevant they'll be, but we need to see some more cards.
Oh, and then there's also
It'll be fun though.
the idea
Yeah.
that we're all gonna be getting killed by 1-drops again.
let's go.
Bergamo, the Unstoppable Colossus.
Yeah,
Crisis Crusher,
Oh,
baby.
If you
Crisis
get,
Crusher.
2K for every energy you and your opponent have.
Yep. When this
That's
if your leader card is blue, and
Yep.
it only works during your turn, but the fact that like, you know, ramp. Let's just like that could be like the extra combo finisher with the Android 17-18. So you can put 4 cards into their energy and play that, and it gains plus 8K.
I mean it's Baby Mira pretty much.
Yeah, like man, this card would have been great if we were playing. Could you guys imagine? Because it's not mono blue. Imagine if this card was out with Piccolo, the blue green Piccolo.
the Surge Piccolo.
Ooh,
People
that leader was so good
dude,
I
like,
missed
people-
that.
before they demolished it.
Me too.
That leader got hit with the Nerf bat harder than anything else in this game.
It didn't need it.
Yeah,
No,
Well, it
They
needed
They
an
could have
errata.
just given. They could have just given an on attack on leader draw,
Yeah, exactly.
but now it doesn't even draw on the front, and it's like You're
Unplayable.
just gonna get demolished, man.
Unplayable.
You went from the leader with the most advantage in the game to the least
Mm-hmm.
so
It's
fast.
worse than the Kefla.
It's like it wasn't even the fact that it had advantage. It was the fact that it had like it was advantage with like knowledge. Like I
Yeah.
can look at this card. Do I need it against this matchup?
Without
Yes.
interacting with your opponent.
Try
Exactly.
one,
You
draw
never
one.
had to touch them.
Yep. Man.
I miss that
Good
leader.
old Piccolo days.
I miss
Good
that
old Piccolo.
too.
Hey, shout out to Eddie.
I remember that top cut. That
Oh
was
yeah, that was a fun.
What a top cut that was.
Yeah. Too bad I had to go home.
Yeah, right? Oh my lord. So we've covered that the return of regionals.
Hmm.
We've covered some of the cards that have come out. I know that us personally, we have a set group of guys heading into Miami. Myself, Craig, Neil, you're coming, and then we have Dom, who's just coming because he wants to come.
was going to Malibu Jacks, baby.
Yep.
Yeah, I am currently not planning on going, but just potentially if I can, I will, but right now it's not looking like I'll go.
I mean, to be fair, I've been talking to a lot of people, and because this is like the only real big event that's happened and accumulated out of 2020, this is just like the big event where everyone's going to see each other. This is more or less just a reunion tour.
Dude, you know what Machado needs to do? Like Machado needs to just go ahead and like rent out a small center. Like we can mask up or do whatever, but we're gonna have enough alcohol involved as long as you're over 21, open bar. We can kill COVID.
So, we can
I need 6 bottles to Everclear in 20 minutes. I'll solve COVID.
So if we so with Atlanta, and this isn't card game related well to an extent, but I don't know if it's this weekend or one of the upcoming weeks. There's actually a really big cheerleading competition that's going to be held somewhere in Atlanta. But how they have it set up, all of the teams themselves have their own separate pods. They wear masks and stuff like that until they're up for competition, etc. And I think there's gonna be up to like maybe I don't know if these numbers are right, maybe 4,000 or 40,000. Yeah, like all in one area, but they have like I'm talking like their
What
entire
in the south of the Mason-Dixon line did you just say?
dude, like yeah, there's gonna be a big cheerleading event like in one of these next weeks or this weekend.
It's going on now because
Yeah.
one of my exes is taking her kid there.
See, yeah, like
Is that the most? That is ridiculous. I'm
well,
Oh,
sorry.
it's
so like
nationals.
they actually have their entire setup.
40,000?
Yeah. So like I said, how they have it set up is each individual team has their own
40,000
sections
people
to
are such a
themselves where
trap.
they can practice, warm up and stuff, and they have to wear masks and follow protocols and unless they're practicing, they have to social distance. Um and then until you are up
CDC
to
says strong
compete,
evidence supports
that's
the
when you
idea
can
of
take your mask
returning to
off because
in-person
having
sports.
them
Nope.
do all of those,
Well, you can't cheer with a mask on.
yeah, exactly. Like,
Sorry.
having them do all of those like things and stuff and flips, like you don't want a mask to fall off in the middle of a routine of throwing someone up in the air, and in that people potentially get hurt. But if this event potentially runs smooth, you could potentially see, and I'm not saying Georgia is the best area in terms of, with our current government leaders, but that's not what this podcast is about. Um,
You're talking a large scale event to be able to go back to pseudo normal life.
yeah, so you could potentially see like now if a 40,000 person event that's able to follow good protocols is, succeeds and does well, and there's always going to potentially be someone that probably catches it or whatnot. But if the number is really low, then you might be able to see Georgia open up to be able to have like maybe a 500 person event or something like that, or stuff like that. Like, so that's just a thought.
Well, it's like look at the Super Bowl. I mean, how many people were at the actual Super Bowl?
We didn't talk about the Super Bowl.
To be fair, a lot of the people that attended were vaccinated healthcare workers.
Yeah, fair.
To be able to go to the Super Bowl, you needed to actually have proof of vaccination. Unless, like most of America is, you paid to get in with a bunch of money.
I'm a
Fair enough.
All right, we're. I think we covered everything that we intended to cover today. It's late
This
here.
episode was great. I'm sorry. This was just fire. It was just going back. I
I
can't wait
love
to
being able to berate you, Cam, for your trash tier opinions. It was
I
amazing.
love talking back to you like you're a lower life form. It's great.
It's
I'm just
okay.
glad that it wasn't my old butt that said the F bomb the first time on our podcast. It was
I'm
those two.
actually surprised.
Look,
Um,
it happens. It's all boo-boos.
Look,
It's
I've had a
okay.
day. I'm allowed to say the F bomb.
You're not old enough.
It's true, I'm not.
Shots fired.
Like
Oh shit, it's
like
actually technically my birthday now.
Oh,
Yeah,
happy
is it
birthday.
It is, yeah.
happy birthday.
It's
Oh my
past midnight.
gosh.
I'm gonna
This is a
beat
great
you
way
when
to
you
end
come
the
to visit.
episode. I honestly cannot wait to relentlessly promote this in the hyperbolic.
Oh,
Please do. If you came here from Hyperbolic and made it all the way to the end, leave a
I'm
comment
proud of you.
underneath it.
And if
So
you
we
made
know
it
that you
here,
came.
if you made it here from the Hell group, hopefully we can get Kyle to edit in that picture of Scott Dashy.
Please.
Wait, what?
Oh, you know what picture I'm talking about, Craig.
The sweatpants?
Hell yeah. Alright. So
Oh, that
I
should be the
think
thumbnail.
I
That's my new playmat.
Alright, I
You guys
think
are
I
too
think
much.
that's it from us to you guys. Thank you for staying tuned, watching, making it all the way through our rants. We've been noticing more people have been watching it, which we really appreciate. Any of the love is just more than we could ask for. Your support is fantastic. Once again, anything we talked about in the podcast, you want to use or buy for future events, use our TCG Player affiliate link. It's underneath. Doesn't cost anything for you. It's literally right down there. It's fantastic. I use it all the time. Um, it's free. It's free.
It's free. It's like absolutely free.
It is.
For the
Also,
Like all this
because
space in
we've
Cam's
gained
head that we
real
can rent
estate.
out.
exactly, it's like a billboard up here. Like the thing is too is that we've gained enough traction that we're actually going to start having some special guests on soon.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yep,
Oh, yeah.
we've gained enough traction that I've had some people reach out to myself and they want to participate in these conversations. I think this is a fantastic step forward. I think this is going to be a great way to expand the knowledge into the community and offer a positive and welcoming environment
I
into the
agree.
Hey
community.
Cam, if we can actually get you and Simon to do this stuff before like 3 a.m. on a random night, we can actually try and bring the little guy in here.
Dude, I've been available. I told you I was available all night.
Yeah,
It
but
was
Cam
hey,
works
hey,
like
hey, hey,
old.
hey. No. I want to say something. I want to say something. You said Cam and you said Simon. Who was out playing card games tonight that we were waiting on?
Look, all right.
Who was playing card games?
Everyone, thank you so much for listening and making it past episode 3. Episode 4 is going to be in the works. We're going to make sure that we have a bunch of new content coming out. Please stay tuned. And as of right now, huge announcement. The 14th, which is the Sunday, there's gonna it's gonna be after the 14th when this goes up. Let's be honest, but we got the huge announcement coming up from the card guys. That's a huge part of what's gonna be going on. The big reason why the content's been spiking up. Please, and we would love everyone's support. So thank you so much. We really love you guys. Please make sure you come back. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Peace out.